I'm like, ooh, when I'm on the road, I can create content. I can travel the world, do vlogs and diaries and this and music, and I'm gonna fly all my team, and we're just gonna go to different studios. Bitch,
No time.
You can't do none of that shit.
It's
what?
time.
It is up.
Okay.
It is up. Y'all thought that this was the biggest thing that I could do? Watch this.
Welcome back to Live Actually. I am Four Corners, and this week's episode is so special, I flew to Los Angeles to film it. Now, my guest this week is an absolute legend in the dance community. Her Queens and Letos brand is synonymous with excellence and the highest level of skill. She's toured the world many times over, showcasing, teaching, and performing with some of the biggest artists in the world, including Beyonce's Renaissance Tour. Online, she's amassed millions of followers and 500 million views on YouTube. She's a dancer, a choreographer, entrepreneur, a dance studio owner, and now a recording artist, as she's just released her debut single, Keep Dancing, earlier this year, followed by the remix, produced by me. If you do anything creative and you're looking to be inspired, you do not want to miss this episode. So let's just get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Aliya Janell. Welcome back to Live Actually. I'm not at the loft right now, though. This is a new environment. This is a dope environment. We are at the Stew here in Los Angeles, California, with the one and only Aliya Janell. How are you doing?
So good. Thank you so much for having me on your show, and thank you again for letting us use the studio. It's honestly, it's such a surreal moment for me.
You know what? I had to do it. We had planned to do this from a while ago, and then this information popped up on my feed that I didn't even know you were working on this in the background. And then you're like, boom,
yeah,
guess what?
I'm a silent sniper.
Clearly,
yeah.
Because 1 minute we're talking about music, and the next minute, oh, by the way, I got a studio and it opens tomorrow.
Exactly. See, that's the way that I do things. You know, you want to be very particular with, some of your goals, and sometimes until it's ready, you don't want to put it out just yet. You kind of want to just hit them hard and as a surprise.
I feel that 100%. But I got to ask, this had to be something that was brewing in the background for a while.
Yeah.
How long have you been wanting to have your own studio? Because I'm not in the dance community, but I am very dance community adjacent.
Right.
I work with a lot of incredible dancers.
Yeah.
And I always see the videos from these other studios, and I know they all have the branding, and they do these videos with the cameras in and out, and it's such a vibe. And I know all my dancer friends are coming down here and going to other places to take classes and train with so-and-so from the community, so-and-so,
right,
who's an expert. And I have to say, also, I told you this before, when I told some of my friends in the dance community that I was working with you.
Really?
It was like I said Michael Jackson. Their reaction was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Wow.
Aliya Janell, are you serious? I was like, yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
They're like, I know.
Yeah.
One of them even told me, it's like, yo, I totally took her class one time in LA. It was brutal and amazing. It was tough, but it was great.
Wow.
So I don't know how much you know about how people feel about you.
It's I do, but then I don't. It's still sometimes I still get teary-eyed when I hear somebody say that from others, people that I don't even know. It'll never get old, honestly. I never thought that I would be in this position. I don't think I would have. I don't think I even imagined any of this. Like how you said, I've wanted a studio for so long. And I guess to answer your question, since I started my brand in 2017, I feel like opening up a studio was a good idea, but I didn't know how reachable it was. And when something is not reachable to you, sometimes you're just never mind. Let me go for something that is a little bit more touchable, something that I can really see myself doing.
And it's not like you didn't have several things already going on. You do a lot.
Exactly. So sometimes you kind of just have to let God do his thing. You got to let the universe prepare you, not only prepare you, but you got to let the universe and God kind of just cook it just a little bit for the right time. And sometimes these big things will come and it wasn't even on your radar. Like I said, this studio wasn't even on my radar until maybe last year. And then I made it happen. Yeah. And then I made it happen that fast.
Wow.
And that's just how I know that I was meant to have it.
You know what? Have you read a book called The Alchemist?
My husband has, but I have heard of it, but I have not read it. I have not.
I swear, this keeps coming up
Okay.
because the people that I've been speaking to on this pod and beyond, but like specifically on this podcast, I'm all about talking to people about what your purpose is, why you do things. You know, what is it that makes it the thing that you can't not do?
Exactly. Right.
And how do these things all come together? And I swear it just keeps coming up over and over again that when the time is right, the thing presents itself. You just have to know what you want.
I will full-heartedly believe in that. Like, if I'm sitting in front of you right now, if I ever sit in front of you and I'm like, Kurt, I don't know what's going on. Like, I need this thing and I don't know why it's not coming. Please remind me of that. Because when someone reminds me of that, if anyone reminds me of that, I so full-heartedly believe in that with all my being. I'll sit back and be like, you're right. I'm not going to worry about it. Sometimes you can't worry about the details. We want to control how everything happens all the time.
Yep.
So much. We want to control it. We want to know we want to know when, we want to know how, we want to know with who, we want to know where, we want to know all of these things. What do I have to do to get ready? Boom, boom, and literally work ourselves to the bone. And sometimes you got to just throw your arms in the air. And I say this to my students all the time. Sometimes you got to just plant that seed of what it is that you want, water it, take care of it, pray over it, do whatever you want, and then just walk away and let it go and let it grow on its own.
Yep.
And let it grow to what it's supposed to be, not what you think it's supposed to be.
That part. That is the very important part of it. We design this thing that we want, or we imagine it. We figure it out. We decide, I want this. And then you start working for it, but you can't force it, number one.
Yeah.
You can't push it and make it happen before it's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
If you plant the seeds, if you work in that general direction, you know what you want and you're moving in that direction, but you just understand that it's going to happen in its time.
Yeah.
When it does, it might not even be what you originally saw.
Yeah.
But it's usually better.
Oh my God,
and
absolutely 100%.
Yeah.
You guys need to really take that in.
Take that in.
Like, y'all need to pause. Probably pause, run it back, and like take that in. Because there's been so many instances where things would happen for me, and I'm like, oh, now I see why that happens. Now I see why I was where I was last year. And now I see why I got that no, or why I got that rejection, because it was supposed to come at this time. And now I'm even more ready than I was when I thought that I was ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So no, 100%.
Absolutely. And the way that you speak about this, I can see that you're so passionate.
So passionate.
Like, this is your life. This is who you are, not what you do.
It is.
When or what was it that made you understand that? Like, to make dance your whole life? At what point, or what moment, or what song, or what person? Like, what was the thing that made you say? Because we all, as creatives that do this for real, there's always a moment when you like, this is it.
Yeah.
From now on, this is my direction.
Right.
What was that for you?
I think I've always been a performer. I've always been someone that liked to perform, that liked to entertain. In specifically my Filipino family, not my Black family. My Filipino family, like, we're always doing karaoke. We're always like doing something involving music and performance and coming together on a holiday or whatever. And they would just put on some songs, and I would be the one to just be in the middle, just jumping. I'm probably not even doing no moves, but just jumping and just performing in a way. And I liked that feeling. And then fast forward to maybe like grade school and maybe just like, different showcases that I had with the different studios that I was in. It came so easy to me. It wasn't something that I had to think about. It wasn't something that I had to study. It just came so naturally to me. And I liked that feeling of the lights being on you, and here it is, and you can't see into the audience. And like, now it's go time, and everyone is just for that hour or forever, for whatever that time is, it's just on you to like do what you do, say what you gotta say, express. I liked that feeling. And no matter how many times I tried to like step away, not that I really like wanted to step away, but anytime that I wanted to focus on something else, an opportunity would just come. A club a club would approach me. And even in high school, I was in show choir and dance team, and it all made sense. And I just feel like, to answer your question, my why and when did I feel like, okay, this is my life, was when I started to teach. And when I started, when I started to, like, when I got into my leadership role, instead of just dancing behind artists and just being in class and auditioning the life of a dancer. It's yes, it is that, but honestly, if I didn't start teaching, I probably would have maybe retired already dancing. I think teaching and creating my brand, Queens and Letos, creating this whole lifestyle and this energy for dancers, that is what made me like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. And I'm going to do everything in my power to spread this message and to, like, share my story, because you can do it too. It could be much bigger than what you think it is.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
That you being in the spotlight yourself for all those years, it sounded like from birth.
Yeah.
Like, it sounded like pre-teaching, there wasn't even a decision to be made.
Right.
It just was.
No, yeah, you're right. That's exactly what
it just was. You just were.
That's right.
But then when you decided to start teaching, now you realize, no, I'm just taking it in here. It seems to me that was the moment that you realized, I can do more than just what I'm doing. I can actually pass this on, share my experience, share my knowledge, share my expertise, and it can mean something bigger than just me.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Thank you. Thank you
dope.
for taking that in and, like, literally just saying it again, and perfectly. That's perfectly what it is. And I never thought that I never wanted to teach. Again, going back to what we were just talking about, sometimes God, the universe, will bring you things and will present something that wasn't even on your radar. I did not want to teach. I did not want to choreograph. I didn't even think about that. I just wanted to be behind Beyonce, behind Chris Brown, behind Nicki Minaj, and that's it. Move on with my life, whatever it was that I was meant to do.
Right.
But a part of my story led me to teaching and getting in front of the room and talking and preaching and creating my own choreography and interpreting songs the way that I would and not what the choreographer that I'm auditioning for would.
Right.
And that, like I said, that changed the game, and that led me to where I am today.
Well, what was it that sparked the teaching? Like, what was the first teaching job?
So it was actually at the Old Millennium, and I was substituting.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was just substituting. I was taking class. All of a sudden, the choreographer, the slot that it belonged to, she wasn't able to make it because she was on maternity leave, and she just basically couldn't teach. And they were like, who could substitute, who can, step into her shoes or whatever and lead a class? And I was like, I guess I will,
Wow. So completely by accident. Well, not entirely by accident.
No, yeah, exactly.
An opportunity presented itself.
Yeah.
And you took that chance to say, well, I can do that.
Yeah, like it's just time, like at that time I was training every single week. I was taking this specific class every single week, and it was part of my lifestyle at that point.
Right.
And I was like, damn, what am I going to do if she's not going to teach? Well, bitch, you're going to have to step into it and teach it your damn self.
Because it's happening. It's happening whether she's there or not.
Exactly. And I had a lot of fun. I was so nervous. That probably was like a breakthrough that I had.
Absolutely.
I know it may seem like I'm very energetic and outgoing. I am, but I'm also shy in certain situations. And, at that point I was only 20 years old. I didn't have a lot on my resume. And for a new dancer, it's like, well, why am I going to take from you if you've never done anything?
Right. I didn't even think about that. The other dancers, especially new ones coming into the scene, were like, who's this girl?
Exactly. And I was so afraid of that. Like, what have you done? What can I learn from you?
Right.
And, all of these things. And
until you get up there and you're like, boom, boom, bah.
Right.
And then
until you know what I got to offer. Exactly. The energy that I have to offer, the way that I lead class, I feel like is like no other. Mm-hmm. You can't get what I give from anyone else. You really can't. Because I've been in your shoes. I was literally in your shoes yesterday, where I do walk in nervous. I am like, damn, like, what can I do to impress the choreographer? Or what can I do to like really take advantage of this and, you know, really get my training? Like, there's so much shit that happens. There's so many thoughts that happen in your head when you come to a class. And that's why people don't take class anymore, because it's like a psychological test.
Is that a thing? Is it people not taking as many classes as they used to?
I feel like yes and no. Yes, I feel like a lot more people can take class. A lot of people who are probably watching this right now and people who follow me who want to take class, but sometimes you're so nervous. Maybe you're dealing with a little bit of anxiety. And I mean, it's already, even for someone who doesn't really suffer from a lot of anxiety, coming into a class and putting yourself out there and not knowing what to expect from a choreographer, it's a freaking lot. Like, can I even do this? What if the choreographer starts teaching and everyone is getting it except for me? And then we start calling out and doing these groups. And what if they call me out and then I mess up in front of everybody? See, this is exactly why I didn't want to come, because you know what I mean? It's just what am I wearing? Oh, I feel like I'm not in shape. What if I can't keep up? There's so many thoughts that happen, not even just from an everyday person, but from someone who actually does this.
And then on top of it nowadays, because of social media, YouTube, everything, it's all being filmed.
Everything's being filmed.
So it's not just if you weren't there, you didn't see the mess ups.
Exactly.
It's now potentially out there.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And I have to say, something you said in there that reminded me, I've always been so fascinated at how dancers can remember a routine. And seems like, all right, everybody watch this. 5, 6, 7, 8, boom, 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 boom.
Got it, right?
And I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
That is...
Yeah.
And when I speak to one specific dancer friend of mine, my friend Mahogany, she told me, she's like, yeah, but what you do with music is that. You remember music. You know every intricacy of every song.
Oh, my gosh.
Right away, the way you put music together, the way you make music.
That's
true. And I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. If it's what you do and who you are, it's just innate.
Yeah.
I'm just so in awe.
Yeah.
The way you do that. Yeah. It's just crazy to me.
And we're in awe of someone like you with music. We're like, bitch, all we could do,
the creative community.
I'm like, all we could do is hear it, move to it, but you actually know how to create it and make it and make what it is that you want to hear.
Yeah.
Oh my God, if I could make music, that would be great. That would be, I guess I am making music, I guess.
You are. You know what? That is a perfect
segue.
Perfect segue.
Yeah.
Because yes, you are making music.
Yeah.
We've actually made some music together.
Yes!
And I know you've been working on this for a while, but the world doesn't know because, like you said, you're a creeper. You silently do all these things.
Yeah, I'm on that roof, and I'm just like,
and then you pop out with that finished product. You are now a music artist. How does that feel? You are.
I don't know. That's exactly how I feel. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm an artist. I'm an artist, period.
Right.
When it comes to a creative being, like just being a creative being, that's how I identify, and I can say that proudly. Obviously, you could see how I rose up to that. I own up to that. I'm a creative being. Now, music artists recording music, like that's something that I'm still super nervous about, and I'm shy when it comes to that. And when people, like when my friends, when Onassis is like, yeah, so you're an artist now. You're a writer. You're this. You're a singer. I'm like,
you are though. But you are though.
Yeah.
You're doing it. Keep Dancing. Your debut single is out. It is available. It's on all streaming platforms.
Yes.
And there are some remixes.
Yes.
One done by yours truly, Four Corners.
Yes, my favorite.
Amazing. Thank you.
My favorite.
Thank you. I've been so excited. I've been so excited about this record for so long. I've shown it to a couple people, but I've kept it close to the chest too. I didn't want to let people know until we were ready to roll it out.
This is perfect. This is a perfect way to do that. Yeah.
Exactly. So now that it is ready for the world, we got to get on stage and do this thing. No, but for real. Before all that, though, I'm just so excited about the record.
Yeah.
What made you feel like this was the time to, you know what, step out and be like, okay, I am now a music artist. I'm going to let the world know this is what I've been working on. What was that thing?
It was last year. It was last year when I was on tour with B.
Okay.
And
by B, she says it very casually.
Oh, sorry.
I was just on tour with B. You know, my friend B.
Yeah, my friend B.
Queen
and
B.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Beyonce.
Y'all already
We're
know.
going to get into all of that. That is
Okay.
fantastic. Of course, that's something that's like extremely exciting.
Yeah.
But we're talking about you and your music.
Right.
So you were on tour with Beyonce.
I was on tour with B last year, and that was obviously my first like big world tour of that, stature. And when you're on something like that, that's the only thing that you can focus on. You can't do nothing else.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect. Once when I found out that I got booked, I'm like, ooh, when I'm on the road, I can create content. I can travel the world, do vlogs and diaries and this and music, and I'm gonna fly all my team, and we're just gonna go to different studios. Bitch,
No time.
You can't do none of that shit. You can't focus on nothing but
The show.
the show.
You know what, though? I missed the show, regrettably. I had tickets to the Toronto show, and then I got booked.
That was a good show.
At the Calgary Stampede.
Oh,
and I had to be like, do I go to the show or I do my show? As an artist,
do your
I
show.
do my show.
You do your show.
But
Stop. Yes.
Then I gave the tickets to some people that I love. They know that I love them because I gave them the tickets.
Right. For free?
For free. I just gave them to them. Yeah.
Oh my. Yeah, you're good.
It is. I mean, I was happy to be able to share that. That was such a tremendous show.
Yeah, but them tickets were not cheap.
No, they were not. No, they were not.
Yeah.
But then I saw the second best thing, which was watching the movie in the theater. And I really enjoyed being able to see that aspect with the BTS.
Yeah, that was actually kind of better,
It
honestly.
was really good.
To do that.
Better.
To see
better
the
is a
movie
strong
so
word.
right.
I would do both.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
no, it was fantastic. But from watching that and being able to see all the behind the scenes, I was like, holy fucking shit, this is intense.
What?
This was not a joke. So
No.
you talking about you thought it was going to be and then it wasn't.
just like any, right.
I feel you on that. That shit was heavy.
Heavy.
And you
That was the
all
hardest.
killed it.
Thank you.
Killed it.
Thank you. Shout out to
And
my
I saw
Rennie
you,
team.
I was like,
Thank you. Shout out to my Rennie team, my Rennie fam, because we all, oh my God, down from the stitches in our clothes, down to our, oh my God, our managers booking the hotel. Like it's a big ass production.
the biggest.
The biggest and the top job
Yeah.
that you can honestly have. As
Yeah.
a dancer, that's the top job. That's like working for Michael.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, back to your question. I was like, as soon as I get off of this, because I couldn't do anything but that, I was like, as soon as I'm free,
It's
what?
time.
It is up.
Okay.
It is up. Y'all thought that this was the biggest thing that I could do? Watch this.
I love that.
Open up my studio, release my music, like get in a movie. I don't know. I don't know. Shit. The top of the top. Because honestly, what is, I think for every individual and every creative, I think the biggest thing that you can do for yourself is whatever your business is really like tend to that and expand that. Like that, I feel like that speaks more volumes than dancing for the biggest artist in the world.
Oh, for sure. I can say that from my perspective as well, being a DJ, producer, and artist.
Exactly.
Especially when I first started DJing and I told people I was going on tour, I'm going on tour doing club shows around the world. But they're like, oh, who are you going on tour with? What artist? Thinking that I'm backing up an artist. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And I do that.
That's cool and everything.
Too,
right.
But no, I'm doing my own shit.
My own shit. Woo!
You know
I'm
what I
going to
mean?
make a t-shirt. My own shit. This is my
So
own
yeah,
shit.
I imagine in the dance community,
Yeah.
obviously dancing for Beyonce, dancing for Chris Brown. These are some of the biggest, baddest productions. And these are great artists who have a lot of dance incorporated into their shows. This is not a stand-up and sing artist. This is like full-on, massive choreo, tons of dancers, a lot of moving parts.
And no, it's
a big deal.
It's so good.
It's a big deal. And
Yeah.
to be able to say that you've done that
Yep.
means a lot
Yeah.
to people. I like to say it's the type of shit that like my mom will understand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I get on a billboard or when I'm on TV or I get nominated for a certain type of award, I tell my mom. When I get, I had a song hit a bunch of streams on Spotify, and it's like a milestone for me. It's like
I know.
25 million streams is a big deal.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
My mom doesn't know what streams mean.
Yeah.
She doesn't really, you know what I mean?
Right. What's the name?
She doesn't understand the significance of that. She's just like,
Right.
oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, yeah.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, mom, never mind.
Same thing. Same with my parents.
But there are things such as, oh, I'm going on tour with
Beyonce, right?
With B, my girl B.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we understand.
Like, oh, you're a dancer.
Right. Exactly. Oh God,
but
yes,
now,
I could completely relate.
You have your own studio. Mm-hmm. You have your clothing line. Mm-hmm. You have obviously your classes are booked and busy. Mm-hmm. And now you have your music career.
Yeah.
It's like you are the real deal for yourself. You're showing up for yourself.
For myself.
And nobody can take that away from you. And I feel like the family understands what's going on too.
Oh yeah. Once when they walked up in here and they saw this, which I designed this logo, by the way.
The stew?
When they saw this, they were like, oh. And when they saw that it wasn't just this room, it was like the entire lot, they were like, oh, okay, so you're not a game. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing this for real.
Right.
Oh, you're a professional.
Oh, so you do know what you're doing. Oh,
we don't have to worry about you anymore.
Yeah, right.
That was the thing with me too. My family has always been very supportive, but they're always just like, are you going to be able to feed yourself?
Right.
Like, are you going to, like, this music thing?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Are you going to be able to pay the bills?
Exactly.
And then once you turn the corner where there's tangible things that they understand.
Exactly.
Then it's,
yeah.
My mom is like, well, just tell them to come by the house. I'll cook.
Aww,
so,
Ma.
yeah, when you come to Toronto,
please,
you're going to get an offer from Mom Dukes to cook you some Trini food.
Ooh,
and she is fantastic.
Oh, my God.
She lives a little bit outside
Shout
of the city,
Mom.
but like,
that's okay. That's okay.
I'm actually
we'll
DJing her birthday party this weekend.
Oh, my gosh. Do that. Yeah. Do that and make it the best.
It's gonna
Record,
be
please. I got to see it.
Absolutely. You're doing so much, though.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it is all
I'm
meaningful. You're very blessed and highly favored.
Yeah.
It's all meaningful work. I know you're inspiring. I know you're inspiring.
Yeah.
And that's got to speak to the teacher in you. Mm-hmm. That's, all these aspiring dancers, especially young girls, looking at you and be like, yo, you said it earlier. This is one of my favorite quotes. I read it in a Virgil Abloh caption once after his first Louis V show. You can do it too. That shit right there.
Period.
Is everything.
Everything, yeah.
Wow. A lot, if not all, of what I do is also for that, including this pod. I just want to, I know people know you. Clearly, people know you. I want them to understand you.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to help in that.
Yes, help people understand, right.
And I want them to really understand why you're doing music because, a lot of people that are not creative see things and they understand, okay, you do that. So why don't you just keep doing that?
Right.
You're successful at that. Why would you change it? Why would you do something else? Why don't you they don't understand what it is to be a truly creative person, that you really have a lot of things to get out.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And like you expressed yourself through dance for all these years. Now you're on the microphone expressing yourself vocally. You're writing songs, you're singing. I cannot wait to see and be a part of the stage show. We're talking about B.
Yeah.
Talking about B.
Yeah.
What about A?
Yeah. Sasha's on tour with A.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on. That's cute.
Dancers are going to be like, oh my God, I got booked to perform with Aliya Janell.
Oh my God.
That's about to happen.
Yeah, really?
That's a real thing.
Oh my God.
That's a real thing. But it starts with keep dancing.
Yeah.
So everybody, you got to keep dancing. You got to check out the record and the remixes, including the Four Corners remix. It is...
Your chef's kiss, exactly.
I'm not even going to talk about what it sounds like. They'll just hear it.
Yeah, y'all just hear it. Yeah, exactly.
But I have to ask you a real question now, because of all the things that you do and have done and accomplished and continue to accomplish. What does success look like for you?
Ooh. Success to me, I know what I am a person that feels and that places feeling on top of everything. As long as you feel it, you can attract it. As long as you know that feeling, and you could close your eyes and you can feel that feeling.
Yes.
It's coming. It's here. You already have it. It's in the palm of your hands. And for success, it feels like happiness. It feels like unconditional, an abundance of happiness. Of just so, not content, but more than that. Like, I am just so good. I'm calm. I'm at peace. That's what success feels like to me. Like, I'm not chasing. I'm not in a race. I can sit here or I can go up and run. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to still feel the same feeling. Success to me also is like, success is taking care of all of your loved ones and friends and just making sure that everyone's good. And, like, you're good. You will always be good. But tasting success for me has been taking care of my family in a way that they never thought that I could do that. In a way, like taking care of them to where they couldn't, like in a way where I feel like they wouldn't even be able to give that to themselves, you know, and really sharing that, the reward, the experience, like even having my mom and my dad in my studio and seeing the grand opening, or having my mom at the Renaissance show, like, man, to share that felt like ultimate success to me. Because I remember all of the hard-earned money that she made. She had to put that into show choir and my dance and, you know, all of the extracurricular activities that I was in. She didn't need to do that. I know my parents divorced when I was 4, so she was essentially a single mom taking care of me, and my dad was a single dad taking care of me as well. And I know it wasn't easy to get to, like, your paycheck that you just got, most of it is going to rent and to, you know, to make to, you know, put clothes on our back and all of that. But damn, now I got to give X amount of dollars to this dance shit. Like, where's this going to go? Like, just to, you know what I'm, right, this dance shit. You know what I mean? Like, is she gonna make something out of it? Like, not really knowing what's gonna come from it. And the fact that I could show my mom, like, yo, this is where it went.
And thank you. For believing in.
And seeing it.
Yeah.
Seeing it before it was even real. Yeah. Years before it was real. Before I was even thinking about it. Before I was even telling her what I was going to do with it.
Just being a supportive mom. And this is what you want to do? Okay, I got you.
Exactly. So to be able to share that and show her where it all went, and now I'm taking care of you and flying you first class, and me and my mom, I just took her to London for the first time, beginning of the year. Oh!
I saw that on Instagram. You guys look like you had an amazing time. She looked so happy.
She was so happy. That is success to me, to see my family happy, more than myself, to like see the people around me and the people that have taken care of me happy. That is success to me as well. But it's that feeling, like that gratitude.
Amazing.
That love, that's success to me.
You know what? I am not at all surprised by your answer, because everything about who you are as a person and how you conduct yourself, how you speak, how you know, I haven't been to any of your classes. I definitely know I cannot handle one of your classes. But I've seen clips of, I mean, you can teach me all the one too, but I've seen clips of like, you give of yourself in such a genuine way that I know that everything that you put your hands to will be incredible, because it's not just for you, it's for the greater good.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Thank you so much for welcoming into the stew.
Yes. Thank you for coming
and for taking the time. And thank you for trusting me with your music.
Yeah.
Because this is the first of many, and just this first one, I can't wait till y'all hear this. I can't wait till you hear this.
Yes, you guys. Oh my! I mean, it's almost time. The fact that we're doing this, that's how you know something big is coming.
Absolutely.
And shout out to my brother Onassis for putting us together. Big
shout out Onassis. Shout out Tyler. He's the one that connected me with Onassis.
Shout out to the team. Shout out to the whole team for making this happen.
Beautiful.
And I just think that is the first of many for everything. For this remix, for this pod, for you, for the studio. Like, it's just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Get ready, buckle up. Silent Sniper. And out.